What is good, guys? We are here today to go through some of the news here in the rock and metal world and just of the past month, which is we are in the early stages of September now. So we are going to be going through the August stuff and just to see what new stuff because I haven't been here. We're gonna go to Sleaze Rocks today. And I remember when I was a little boy, coming home from high school and middle school even to come check out Sleaze Rock, see if any new news came out that day or this week or that week. And also too, like just look at the different bios on bands and like the different links to the YouTube videos that of their music videos and stuff like that. And just see like album reviews and like that's where I seen a good amount of the like new wave of sleaze metal in the mid to late 2000s and early 2010s. So Sleaze Rocks is an important part of that when I was growing up, learning about the new bands and such like that. And also even the old bands like the Forgotten and Unknowns that we like to talk about here today. Sleaze Rocks was a pretty good launching pad for that to really start to figure out what was out there on YouTube and just what a lot of people that even grew up in the 80s hair metal scene and thrash metal scene and whatever scenes were out in the late 80s, early 90s that people just forgot about and overlooked and that were just unknown to begin with. So let me share the screen here and we will go through the news from the last couple weeks and go through it together and kind of give you my thoughts basically on some of this news. So, all right, first and foremost here, we are here at Sleaze Rocks. And let's see, we'll go down here. Here's a couple articles. Our main bassist, Steve Harris, intends to write his autobiography, but knows it will take a long time. Yeah, I mean, they have a 40 plus year career and great career, great catalog, great discography, just great everything. It is Iron Maiden at the end of the day, and I'm sure that is a lot to talk about in a biography. But will I be reading it? Probably not. So, yeah, there's that. All right, Crazy Licks. What do they have here? Crazy Licks launched a video for the new single called "The Wild." I have not seen that yet. I did not know that they were coming out with a new album, actually. So that surprised me. Let's go over here. Latest CD, DVD reviews. Anything that rings a bell? Kissin Dynamite back with a bang. I did pick up Kissin Dynamite's debut album a couple months ago, and it's pretty good. And I believe Brian from Hairband Basement, when we did one of our new sleaze metal bands or hair metal style bands of the 21st century, he chose this album, the second album here, Back with a Bang. And they do remind me of I didn't hear anything off of this album, I don't think, other than maybe the single. But they do really remind me of a more of a power metal or symphonic metal style hair metal band. You know, like it's a good mixture of things. And I think that might actually be somewhat of the future because I think like symphonic metal as it is right now is very popular overseas and even here in America. You go to any other videos and there's like millions of views, and you just don't see that too much with a lot of different metal subgenres too much anymore. Sad to say. Oh, what else we got here? Looks like they did a review for Notorious. Good album. I did a review as well. I'll put the link to that right here in the pop up. If you guys want to check out my review of this Notorious album, Marching On, very good. At first it kind of I was at first a little disappointed in the uh like production of the guitars and just the layering of the guitars and stuff. Like it felt like the guitar solos were a little low in the mix. The mixing of the guitars is basically what I'm trying to say. And if I can talk, the but as time goes on, like I keep hearing different songs off this album, and I'm like, yeah, that is a good song there. That is a good song. I mean, I like the album to begin with, but I was just a little worried that for me, I over time it would have got probably pushed to the side because of the mix of the guitars and the layering of it. But actually, it's doing just fine. I just listened to this album the other day, this week, and it's holding up quite well. Really dig it. Let me go back here. Yeah, if you guys, they do have a couple music videos for it. Yeah, Eternal Fire, All Night, two good songs, and I really like the final track here, Marching On. Has that like black metal, death metal growl at the end. They do. I just wish they kind of did that a little bit more in the album. Not saying that I want it to be 50-50 or anything like that, but just add a little bit more of that growlness to the vocals and to some a couple songs. Just in hints, I think it'll work. The new Sebastian Bach album here, I did not listen to this yet. Uh I mean, I will at some point, I guess, but nothing very high on my list. Although high on my list is the Kick and Valentina here, Star Spangled Fist Fight. I love Kick and Valentina, seen them like two or three times, and a great live band. But they had not come around since this album came out, and that's when I picked up the first two albums. Is when they came around here. They came up my way, and I went to go see them, and I bought the new album at the time. Each time they were here, so they haven't come up yet. So I haven't picked up the new album. Although if they ain't coming up my way, I am definitely gonna have to just order it. What we got here? Oh, Smoking Snakes, another good album. Great guys. We had them on the channel for an interview, and we also did a review on this album on the channel as well. Danger Zone, very good, and they are coming out with a new album as well. They are already a contract into doing a second album for Frontier Records, I believe. So good stuff there. Good stuff. They do have a couple music videos, and I think if I remember seeing correctly, if I seen on Facebook yesterday or today that they are releasing a brand new song and a new video. I don't think it's just a new video. I think it's a new song as well. So that's something to look forward to. All right, I think that's enough of looking at the albums here real quick. There's a Crazy Licks, one of the newer albums, but it's the Two Shots of Glory. It's just re-recordings of their older stuff, and I just don't like when bands re-record albums or re-record songs and try to push that off as new music. I don't like that. Because like LA Guns does that too, like with cocked and reloaded or recocked and reloaded or whatever. And I listen to that. That sounds horrible. Lynch Mob's like 35th anniversary or 30th anniversary edition re-record of Wiccan Sensations, absolutely horrible. I would not recommend that for anybody's ears.
You with that bullshit.
Very disappointed in both of those albums. So, I don't know. I don't like the re-recorded deal. All right, so I did receive this the other day. Yngwie posted the Yngwie Malmsteen feels like competition is for sports and athletes, but not for guitar playing, which I get what he's saying. And me, I'm a big sports guy. I probably love sports even more than music, surprisingly, to a lot of people. If you guys, little tidbit, little nugget, you guys can find a podcast that me and a buddy of mine were started like 5-6 years ago on the sport front, and I actually really enjoyed it. We enjoyed it, but he ended up doing other things in life. So maybe one day we might be able to get back together and do something with that. And I'm always open to doing sports stuff, and because that was always that was like I always say, music, Cinderella, Britney Fox, and Poison were with me since I came out of the womb. And sports was right there too. That's like 1A, 1B right there. And sports might even get the edge. I'm not 100% sure. But both of them are just very near and dear to me and his life. So, but yeah, basically Yngwie was saying like no guitar player is better than another guy. And when, kids and other guitar players see him play and get discouraged of playing because they're not going to be ever would possibly be quote unquote as good as him. I get that, and it discourages them. But he's saying no, just keep practicing, keep doing you, because everyone has their own style of guitar playing, and everyone likes something different as far as fans, And I agree because like some people you'll hear, oh, Angus Young is the best guitar player, Vinnie Vincent's the best guitar player, Vito Bratta is the best guitar player, Tom Kiefer, you go Dave Mustaine. You go down the line with all kinds of guitar players, Steve Vai, Zach Wild. Like there is not one right answer, really. And it's just all in who you like. And now, yes, there are tiers. Don't get me wrong. There are tiers, but as a 1, 2, 3, like I don't, you couldn't convince me of one person or the other. Yes, we might agree, but you ain't gonna convince 50% of the population of one or of the audience of one guitar player that's better than everyone else. So I dig what Yngwie is saying there. All right, what else we got here? Anything else that pops out here? Bryan Adams launches a new video for his version of Kiss's track "War Machine" that he co-wrote. I did not hear the original or hear his version of it, which obviously the original of Kiss, "Creatures of the Night," very good song. I might actually have to check that out here. I do want to just kind of want to see what his take on it is. Uh, Anything new here? Mike Tramp from White Line unveils video for track Out with the Boys. Did not hear that. Oh, Wolfsbane. Let's see from Blaze Bailey's Wolfsbane. Very cool. It looks like they're gonna re-release a live album, which they need to. If they did not already, someone might be able to help me out with this. If they did not release any of their studio material albums, what the hell's going on? Like, come on, I need to pick. I need to find this album. I've been looking for this album that uh debut Wolfsbane, any of the Wolfsbane stuff actually. Uh, I've been looking for years upon years since I've been a teenager, since finding out about Blaze Bailey, and I just never came across it out in the wild, even online, unless you want to pay a pretty penny for it. So I would like to see a reissue of that, and I would definitely be on board on picking that up. All right, looks like we got here Babylon AD. I did see this. They posted this on their Facebook. A new video for "Sometime Love Is Hell." Great song, great ballad style song, and great album too. This album, as of right now, 9 months into the year, is probably my second favorite album that I listened to out of 2024. So take that for what you will. Very good. Derek and the boys sound very good. I mean, this album, Rome Wasn't Built in a Day, is right up there with the second album from Nothing Sacred from Babylon AD. It's really impressive. I was happy with it. Terry from XYZ only playing one show with Jack Russell's bandmates on August 23rd, which obviously was last week. And but that's cool. And yes, very sad to hear Jack Russell passing. Great White does not get enough credit, I think. Yes, obviously everyone knows the cover that they did, Once Bitten, Twice Shy, yes. Okay, yeah, we know that song. Thank you. But definitely they had way more to offer than just that song. And even, Save Your Love and Rock Me, they had way more to offer than even those two songs. And they had a great string of albums. Now, I am not a fan of the first album or two. They were very rocky. I am a way bigger fan of their bluesy style version of the band than the first album or two when they were just real like early 80s rock metal. It just did not. I cannot get into that. I have that album over here, the debut album, or which one? The self-titled, whichever one. I don't know if that was the first, the debut, or the second, but I have that over there. It's just okay. I bought it like 10 years ago on vinyl, and I did not play it again. So there's that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a fan of the later stuff as far as like the bluesier style of the band. All right, what else we got here? Uh, uh Striper to share a video of new title track from upcoming studio album When We Were Kings. I did not check this out yet, but I do want to. I'm a fan of Striper, definitely. I'm a fan of their newest stuff as well. Good stuff there. And I mean, generally speaking, Striper does not let me down. Although I will say, like the Michael Sweet solo stuff, or not solo stuff, but like when he works with, uh, you know, Tracy Guns and George Lynch, I'm very underwhelmed with those projects. And I think I'm kind of putting the blame on the guitar counterparts there, like Tracy and George, because there's nothing really there guitar wise that, impresses me or is very memorable to me. And, Michael Sweet still sounds good on those albums, but I don't know if it's just the writing as well, lyrically, just it's just okay. Nothing really to write home about for any of those type of projects that Michael Sweet's in. But generally speaking, the Straper stuff, I'm all on board with it, and quite excited to hear the new album and the new single. So I don't want to make this too long here, guys, but yeah, we just went back about 2 weeks here to the August 15th. We went back about 2 weeks, see if anything big dropped, and just kind of talked about what stood out to me here. And that's all what we got here for today. So maybe in about 2 weeks, we'll pick this back up again. If you guys enjoyed this and wanted to hear my thoughts on some of this stuff, let me know in the comments what you guys think.
Talk to me.
Definitely, guys, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and stay out of that collateral damage, and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.